going on, guys? I'm Terrence. Welcome to the channel. Tonight we'll talk about first afternoon late basketball. Indiana Fever, Dallas Wings tonight. I know that a lot of you may be thinking it's the Wings, but they've been playing. They've been playing well as of late, and they play complementary basketball. You know, they're not as bad as their 7 or 8-18 record may show. Also, at the end of the video, there will be, I don't know, a minute maybe worth of footage from the previous, not our previous game with the Wings, but the day or two ago, the game where the Dream beat the Wings by 3. I think it was 88-85. But anyway, like I say, it's about a minute or so's worth, right? So you can just pause when you want to, and you'll see some highlights and whatnot I've made, and that's just so that people can understand, I guess, when coaches, get together with the players, and you hope at the professional level that they include the players in their film study, in devising a game plan for each and every team that they play. Every game plan is not going to be the same because obviously they have different players, schemes, offensively, defensively. But every coach, every team, every player, they have tendencies. They have their go-to plays. Players have, their go-to moves or, things, they like to do. Sometimes they realize it, sometimes they don't. But, that being said, right, and another reason for even making the video today is that, we can't hope every game that a different player that nobody expected to play their ass off, play the game of their life to bail us out. 2 games ago, Kelsey Mitchell 35. Last game, we win by 14. This past game, Eric McDonald, throws up 27. We win by 6. And that's all. That's great. I'm glad we got the wins. We needed them because that's not, it's not going to keep happening. You can't sustain, any level of anything. Consistency, right? So if it's upward trajectory and you want to keep it going up, you got to find a way that works. Includes everybody. Has been a good team ball. Good ball movement, things like that. We always get the same bullshit from Stephanie White at the podium after the games. Credit to her and her staff. It's like they don't even have players. I don't even know why. We bother giving them numbers and making jerseys, right? It is what it is. Hey, if we lost, what'd they do wrong? Well, let me tell you what they did wrong. I made a big list right here, right? If we won, it was all because of me, I didn't even notice we had players on the floor. What? Who did? Oh, sorry. Maybe a bad impression but I thought it was a pretty good impression of Steph's post-game interviews and pressers. You know what I'm saying? Kind of covered that in like 30 seconds. I wish she'd quit wasting down 15, 20 fucking minutes on that bullshit. Wait, scratch my head a few more times, right? On that note, when you watch the film, right, know this, and what teams, players, blah, are looking for and looking at is how does an opponent play, how does their team play early in the game versus late in the game, when they're up versus when they're down, type plays they run out of timeouts. That depends on if they're taking it from the sideline or the baseline. Do they play 6 or 7? do they only play 6 or 7 if it's close, early in the game, and then they play 9 or 10 when when they're up, little bit of comfort, or they're down big, or do they go 8, 9, 10 deep, whether it's close or not? All those things matters. Like I say, it's there's so many things, so it's just a few that I thought I would jot down and mention. Teams or coaches will have their go-to plays. Players, like say, their movements with or without the ball. There's a lot. I always tell people there's a lot more to basketball than just basketball. It's not. I hate to say it's not just what you see, but when you know everything that you're looking at, then you really do see everything and why things work out the way that they do or don't work out the way that they should, and things like that. In a big scheme of things, you can kind of put it together collectively as to and you don't have to rely on Coach Dipshit's post-game pressers, right? Which I'm not naming names. So, see if I put anything else on here notable. I don't think it did. So, hope you guys enjoy your Friday and the game. Hopefully we get another win. I'm just thinking, Kelsey it's like a golfer trying to shoot. He just shot 64 yesterday. He's not going to do it again today. It's not a real thing. She just had 35 a few days ago, so that's not going to happen again. Harry just had 27. It's not going to happen again. So who's going to have 30 today? If somebody don't, what are we going to do? What are we doing? How are we winning? Those are the questions. We need to get a legit reporter in there to ask those questions, okay? Because those are the ones we want answers to. With CC, those are questions we don't ask. We don't have to, because we know she'll find a way. But the highlight, the film at the end, right? Other videos, so you guys can kind of take a look and see, and then, like I say, you'll know for yourself.